What is happening to the World Council of Churches? University professor Andreas Theodoros. The ecumenical alteration is mainly focused on ecclesiology. This was natural because in this pan-Protestant movement, there is no ecclesiology. The heterodox Protestant bodies of the West do not belong essentially to the one holy Catholic and Apostolic Church of the Holy Creed, to the visible church which the Lord founded on earth in his one theocratic person and built on the foundation of the apostles and prophets, EPH 220. Protestants do not accept this church, but an invisible and indefinable church, which the Holy Spirit creates in the hearts of the faithful, a foggy and elastic church in which everyone can find shelter, even those who have fallen away from the Catholic faith and truth. It is now commonplace that the backbone of Protestant ecclesiology is the infamous branch theory, a clever theory of Anglican origin, that attempts in a juggling manner to place Protestantism in the space of the holiness of Christ's church, from which it was cut off by the Protestant Reformation. And this is in general terms as to the ecclesiological physiognomy of Protestantism. People have learned this, they accept this, and they believe this. They're right. However, for Orthodox and especially theologians and hierarchs to flirt with some of these ideas is going too far. It is something monstrous and impermissible. Thus, with pain of soul, we see in our days Orthodox hierarchs and theologians, mainly from the climate of dispersion of the ecumenical patriarchate, denying, with various theological devices, such as baptismal theology, the Catholicity of the Orthodox Church, embracing the theory of branches of the basic Protestant principle. That is, that the Orthodox Catholic Church is not identified with the Church founded by Christ, or better, that the heterodox churches are equally included in the canonical body of the Church, regardless of whether they are steeped in heresy and error. Thus, having lost the meaning of heresy as a denial of divine truth and a separation from the body of the Church, they refuse to follow in the footsteps of the centuries-old Orthodox confessional self-consciousness. However, what should above all inspire concern among the Orthodox participating in the ecumenical movement is the Council's impermissible openness to the social, political, and religious phenomena of the time which alter its original character and undermine its goals. This, of course, should not surprise us. It is in part the natural outcome of the Council's Protestant liberalism and its polysemy based on the looseness of its ecclesiological and spiritual texture, which turned it into a funnel where ideas and practices that are outlandish and sometimes even anti-Christian converge. Beyond these, however, the most worrying thing is the modern pan-religious openness of the Council, which threatens to undermine its foundations and transform it into a world council of religions. Modern ecumenism is slowly moving towards such a construction. Conferences and joint prayers of Christians with those of other faiths are on the agenda. The uniqueness of the Christian religion is gradually tending to disappear. The patristic Christian experiences are being equated with the experiences of those of other faiths. Muhammad is placed on the same level as Christ. This is unfortunately confessed by high Orthodox lips. The dividing line between Christianity and other religions is dangerously blurring. Protestant Christianity, which suffocatingly dominates the WCC within the strange pan-religious funnel, unfortunately tends to lose its main characteristics, to change its physiognomy and to disappear. And something else must be particularly emphasized in this context that concerns us. In the uncontrolled syncretism of ecumenical confusion, it is not difficult for anyone to ascertain the kinship of the WCC tendencies with the tendencies of the New Age, which lately with messianic enthusiasm is spreading rapidly throughout the world. The New Age is the multifaceted movement that began in America, which, with rich economic and political support, aims for a world domination, a world government, order, and religion. According to the movement, all religions lead, each by different paths, to the same goal. They are respected spiritual traditions that must be unified in a world religion. Do we have here the eschatological bed of the Antichrist? Finally, and no less important, is the opening of the Council of Churches to the modern feminist movement. Feminists, with their characteristic fervor and militancy, have begun to invade the PSC without resistance, and, in the face of no resistance, they are exerting pressure on its programs, seeking support for their struggles and tendencies. And it is not simply about the notorious ordination of women. This issue, inherent in Protestant ecclesiology, which denies the sacramental character of the priesthood, is not of such great importance. On the contrary, it is important for the Anglican Church, which wants to appear Catholic and accepts the priesthood as a mystery, but in a way that is counterproductive, which piles up pressing problems in its relationship with the other Catholic churches. The opening goes deeper with parameters that can undermine these foundations of the Christian faith. And this is generally true of Protestantism. But what do we Orthodox do about this? I do not think that there is anyone among us who believes that the constitutional principles that the Ecumenical Patriarchate proclaimed in its declarations 1920 to 1952 regarding our participation in the ecumenical movement have been preserved intact throughout the course of this movement. In the recent past and in our days, we are witnesses to the sad phenomenon of a sick ecumenism into which the ecumenical movement has evolved, in which the ecclesiological foundations of orthodoxy are brutally abused. We are being dragged into a murky current of dogmatic minimalism and syncretism. In the WCC, which perhaps naively thinks that it is a kind of superchurch, the Orthodox Catholic Church is treated as a part of the church of equal status and equal value with the heretical offshoots of Protestantism, according to the infamous theory of branches. The ecumenists are pleased with these phenomena. The Protestant heresy does not seem to bother them. They pray with the heretics, regardless of whether they thereby violate the sacred canons of our church. But there are worse things. The Orthodox representatives participating in the conferences of the Council of Churches are forced to participate in horrific events and practices, to merge into the pan-religious funnel into which the Protestants are feverishly opening up. And if this aims at mutual understanding and the resolution of the problems of the peoples on an ecumenical basis, that is fine. Unfortunately, however, these openings have a deeper character. The various religions are placed in terms of essence and purpose on the same footing as Christianity, whose uniqueness is in danger of being destroyed as the only divinely revealed religion that can save the world, let alone the unbridled feminist spirit that has begun to blow wildly within the World Council of Churches, which threatens to drag everything down. After all this, the question arises, what is the use of our participation in the World Council of Churches anymore? Magazine, Orthodox Witness of Cyprus, No. 46 Spring Summer 1995, pp. 44, 53.